Debarim, Deuteronomy chapter 12. These are the laws and right rulings which you guard to do in the land which Yahweh, Elohim of your fathers, is giving you to possess all the days that you live on the land. Completely destroy all the places where the nations which you are dispossessing serve their mighty ones, on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. And you shall break down their altars and destroy their pillars and burn their asherim with fire. And you shall cut down the carved images of their mighty ones and shall destroy their name out of that place. Do not do so to Yahuah your Elohim, but seek the place where Yahuah your Elohim chooses out of all the tribes to put his name there for his dwelling place, and there you shall enter. And there you shall take your burnt offerings and your tithes and the contributions of your hand and your vowed offerings and your voluntary offerings and the firstlings of your herd and of your flock. And there you shall eat before Yahuah your Elohim, and shall rejoice in all that you put your hand to, you and your households, in which Yahuah your Elohim has barak you. Do not do all that we do here today, each one whatever is right in his own eyes, because you have not entered the rest and the inheritance which Yahuah your Elohim is giving you. But you shall pass over the Yarden and shall dwell in the land which Yahuah your Elohim is giving you to inherit, and he shall give you rest from all your enemies round about, and you shall dwell in safety. And it shall be that unto the place which Yahuah your Elohim chooses to make his name dwell there, there you are to bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your tithes, and the contributions of your hand, and all your choice offerings which you vow to Yahuah. And you shall rejoice before Yahuah your Elohim, you and your sons and your daughters and your male servants and your female servants, and the Levite who is within your gates, since he has no portion nor inheritance with you. Guard yourself that you do not offer your burnt offerings in every place that you see, except in the place which Yahuah chooses in one of your tribes. There you are to offer your burnt offerings, and there you are to do all that I command you. Only whatever your being desires you shall slaughter and eat, according to the barakah of Yahuah your Elohim, which he has given you within all your gates. The unclean and the clean do eat of it, of the gazelle and the deer alike. Only the blood you do not eat. Pour it on the earth like water. You are not allowed to eat within your gates the tithe of your grain, or of your new wine, or of your oil, or of the firstlings of your herd or your flock, or of any of your offerings which you vow, or of your voluntary offerings, or of the contribution of your hand. But eat them before Yahuah your Elohim, in the place which Yahuah your Elohim chooses, you and your son and your daughter, and your male servant and your female servant, and the Levite who is within your gates. And you shall rejoice before Yahuah your Elohim in all that you put your hands to. Guard yourself that you do not forsake the Levite as long as you live in your land. When Yahuah your Elohim enlarges your border as he has promised you, and you say, let me eat meat, because you long to eat meat, you eat as much meat as your being desires. When the place where Yahuah your Elohim chooses to put his name is too far from you, then you shall slaughter from your herd and from your flock which Yahuah has given you, as I have commanded you, and you shall eat within your gates as much as your being desires. Only as the gazelle and the deer are eaten, so you are to eat of it. The unclean and the clean alike eat of it. Only be firm not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life. Do not eat the life with the meat. Do not eat it. You pour it on the earth like water. Do not eat it, that it might be well with you and your children after you, when you do what is right in the eyes of Yahuah. Only the Kodesh gifts which you have and your vowed offerings you are to take up and go to the place which Yahuah chooses. And you shall make your burnt offerings, the meat and the blood, on the altar of Yahuah your Elohim, and the blood of your offerings is poured out on the altar of Yahuah your Elohim, and you eat the meat. Guard and obey all these words which I command you, that it might be well with you and your children after you forever, when you do what is good and right in the eyes of Yahuah your Elohim. When Yahuah your Elohim cuts off from before you the nations which you go to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, guard yourself that you are not ensnared to follow them after they are destroyed from before you, and that you do not inquire about their mighty ones, saying, how did these nations serve their mighty ones, and let me do so too? Do not do so to Yahuah your Elohim, for every abomination which Yahuah hates they have done to their mighty ones, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their mighty ones. All the words I am commanding you, guard to do it. Do not add to it, nor take away from it. Debarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 13. When there arises among you a Nebai, or a dreamer of dreams, and he shall give you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder shall come true, of which he has spoken to you, saying, let us go after other mighty ones, which you have not known, and serve them. Do not listen to the words of that Nebai or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahuah your Elohim is trying you to know whether you love Yahuah your Elohim with all your heart and with all your being. Walk after Yahuah your Elohim, and revere him, and guard his commands, and obey his voice, and serve him, and cling to him. And that Nebai, or that dreamer of dreams, is put to death, because he has spoken apostasy against Yahuah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, and redeemed you from the house of bondage, to make you stray from the way in which Yahuah your Elohim commanded you to walk. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. When your brother, the son of your mother, or your son or your daughter, or the wife of your bosom, or your friend who is as your own being, entices you secretly, saying, let us go and serve other mighty ones, which you have not known, neither you nor your fathers, of the mighty ones of the people which are all around you, near to you, or far off from you, from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. Do not agree with him or listen to him, nor shall your eye pardon him, nor spare him or conceal him, but you shall certainly kill him. Your hand is first against him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And you shall stone him with stones until he dies, because he sought to entice you away from Yahuah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim from the house of bondage. And let all Yisrael hear and revere, and not again do any such evil matter as this in your midst. When you hear someone in one of your cities, which Yahuah your Elohim gives you to dwell in, saying, some men, sons of Belial, have gone out of your midst, and led the inhabitants of their city astray, saying, let us go and serve other mighty ones, which you have not known. Then you shall inquire, search out, and ask diligently, and see if the matter is true, and established that this abomination was done in your midst. You shall certainly smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, putting it under the ban, and all that is in it, and its livestock with the edge of the sword, and gather all its plunder into the middle of the street, and completely burn with fire the city and all its plunder before Yahuah your Elohim, and it shall be a heap forever, never to be built again. And none of that which is put under the ban is to cling to your hand, so that Yahuah turns from the fierceness of his displeasure, and shall show you compassion, love you, and increase you, as he swore to your fathers, when you obey the voice of Yahuah your Elohim, to guard all his commands which I command you today, to do what is right in the eyes of Yahuah your Elohim.